I think that it is perfectly clear that activating relationships is the only true goal of digital marketing, even if it is not yet an explicit objective. And, and that's perfectly fine. Uh, what does it mean to activate relationships, though? Um, it means creating a connection between the company and the consumer, between supply and demand. A connection that is mediated by the product but not limited to it. That's extremely important. This relationship unfolds in space and time, thus becoming real in the present. Actualization means making this relationship concrete and visible, taking it out from taking it out of virtuality. But how does this relationship manifest? What is its purpose? Well, at this level, all those models come into play that represent, for instance, the user experience, the user behavior, the development of brand identity, or the processes through which a brand expresses itself. At this level, the purchase is seen as one of the ways this relationship occurs, and um, actually as a response to an invitation, an acceptance of a purpose, the willingness to continue a conversation. Once again, we can ask, what type of relationship is being activated? Does marketing's task end with this spark? Or does this artificially induced activation require the same kind of artifice to endure? Well, in any case, what is the material that this relationship consumes to sustain itself? These questions bring us back to the original one. What is the nature of this connection? What motivates it, and what is its reason for being? I believe that reducing marketing to a set of technical operations prevents us from grasping the breadth of the implications these questions raise. And as it is precisely these inquiries, along with many others, that open up fields, moments, opportunities, and occasions for action immediately upon their formulation. A purely technical perspective, on the other hand, tends to classify and limit, and what is incidental becomes an exception, excluded from any framework, as it cannot be reduced to a system. Yet, truly effective marketing is built precisely on exceptions. None of my projects, for instance, have benefited from the blind application of a model, but rather from building on anomalies. When we talk about activations, we often refer to events around which the relationship takes place. However, this is exactly the opposite of what should happen, as it is not the relationship that exists for the sake of something, but the activation that expresses itself within the relationship, just as a shared post, or an in-store purchase, or a product link sent to a friend, or a photo posted in stories expresses themselves in the very same way. If activating relationships is the only true purpose of marketing, then then setting sales goals cannot avoid this conversation. Achieving these goals must take into account KPIs that are qualitative. And but if activating relationships is the only real goal of marketing, then understanding the ways these relationships happen, how they are activated, is fundamental to avoid being left behind by each technological shift. Because this understanding relates to the level of discourse that and thus already it encompasses every possible tool through which this discourse can take place.